Alright guys, so this came up in my feed. The self-defense goat. Self-proclaimed. I will say I browsed through a few of his videos and I've seen a lot worse. Yeah, the guy's somewhat legit. Like I can't say too much bad things about him, but this one video is stupid as hell. Let's watch it and then I'll critique it from there. Oh.
Do you know what to do when somebody has you in a full Nelson? Typically seen in pro wrestling, this is just a painful technique. So what Tyson wants to do is he wants to prevent me from pushing his neck into his belly button. He grabs his hands, I prefer the C-clap. He puts the back of his hand on his head, and he's trying to press my arms back and press his head back. Once he does that, I'm gonna hold on super tight here. He squeezes his elbows down. My fingers are hurting. He's out. It's even worse for me if my fingers are interlocked. He presses that head back. He gets his head nice straight. He pulls those elbows down. Tap. Right? My knuckles are getting caught on each other and about to snap off. Remember, with good situational awareness, you should never get attacked from behind anyways. Stay safe.
So other than that last statement about situational awareness, this technique is total bullshit. Now, I will also say that this technique seems to be stolen. Well, maybe stolen's a harsh word. But I've seen Dean Lister, the champion grappler, used to be a UFC fighter. I've seen Dean Lister show this exact same technique. And it works for him because Dean Lister has like a freaking 21-inch neck or something. The guy's an absolute unit. If you're in this position, like the guy said in the video, you're already kind of fucked up. You don't want to have somebody get behind you, get in this position in the first place. You gotta have good awareness. But if you for some reason find yourself in this position, don't try to use your freaking necklace plate again. So first of all, anybody knows what they're doing will use an S grip of some sort to control you here. And unless they're actually trying to like actively break your neck by flexing their wrist really hard, or perhaps dropping on the ground or something in this position to kind of, cramp up your spine, they're probably going to use an S grip to just control you here. Okay, and the S grip is very useful because in the S grip, it's going to be hard for them to do something like small joint manipulation, grabbing a finger and trying to like pull a finger, break a finger, to escape. With an S grip, it's going to be extremely hard to get a finger, and I will show that grip very quickly. So the one good defense against this that I've seen, and that was from the MMA coach Ramsey Dewey. He has a YouTube channel that's pretty good. He showed a defense where you could just peel a finger off. Pretty much use small joint manipulation. Grab a finger, yank that shit off, and that'll pretty much via how painful that'll be for the guy, break his grip. If he doesn't break his grip, he must have like a ridiculous pain tolerance because you're breaking his finger basically. Unless it's on drugs or something, it's most likely going to let go. Okay, and you can kind of control him to some extent by kind of manipulating that finger, the small joints. Now, if you're using an S grip, now the fingers are kind of hidden. You can maybe grab a thumb from here. It's going to be a little more difficult, but people will probably use this kind of grip in a full Nelson, or something like this, which is also a great deal stronger. You can still maybe reach a finger from here and peel it off, but I'm kind of locking my fingers with my thumb, okay? And also this is very flexible, so you can kind of just hide your hands away if you want to. Kind of change your grip up and stuff to avoid any kind of finger grabbing. And if you're grabbing for a finger, you're gonna have to be very quick with it, okay? You can't be fighting for it. Because as soon as the guy thinks you're gonna break his freaking finger, now he's in danger. He's just gonna freaking drop your ass and try to like break your spine, basically. Okay. You don't want to be basically power driven into the ground when your freaking neck is in this like hyper flex position. It's definitely gonna do some damage. Now, in terms of doing like this kind of thing, maybe it can work if you're strong. Again, I've seen this self-defense demonstration from Dean Lister, has like a massive neck. He just walks around like this all day. You know what I mean? So for that guy, it's definitely gonna work, right? But for most people, uh, your neck's not gonna be strong enough. Your back and your arms aren't gonna be strong enough to get here. And the other weird thing about that demonstration is once he did get here, and his posture was more aligned, kind of like realigned, right? Instead of that flex position, he was up here and able to have better posture. The weird thing is that they then went like this and they let go. so so you've reestablished your posture, then all of a sudden, I guess you gotta be really quick. You just like let go of it, but he's still got control of your head. So unless you can break his grip immediately like that, you're just gonna be right back down here. Now in Dean Lister's demonstration, which you can just look up on YouTube, I'll provide a link maybe in the description. I believe he kept this the entire time and then like cranked his elbows down, which makes a hell of a lot more sense because again he's kind of maintaining his upright posture, strong posture, while he's breaking the grip with those elbows. Okay, that makes a little more sense. I feel like again this guy may have taken that from Dean Lister, who again I don't know, Dean may have taken it from somebody else, but it's a very old video. I think he maybe tried to copy that technique, but didn't get this part right. He kind of like did this instead, which is incorrect. But again, that specific defense for that specific hold is only going to work if you're strong. If you have a strong neck, strong arms, and strong back. Okay. Now, smaller jump manipulation is probably the best bet. But again, if they've got a strong grip and it takes more than like 1 second to fight for that finger, they're just gonna drop your ass and break your spine, okay? Or slam into a wall or something. Now, a really old classic self-defense for full Nelson would be to actually try to run somebody into a freaking wall, okay? So obviously that relies on there being some kind of wall or obstacle near you so you can do that. But essentially, I think it was the same idea as like trying to, keep your neck from breaking, keep your posture from broken down even more by using this defense, but then kind of backpedaling. Okay, almost like, if you ever done backward sled drags, same thing. You just want to like backpedal them into a wall and try to just slam them into the wall to kind of break their grip that way. It's kind of a, classic strongman kind of defense for that. Now, the most effective one that I think 90% of people can use that I've seen is actually from Wing Chun, which is kind of funny because I don't think a lot of Wing Chun practitioners are full of shit, but this one defense was fantastic. And essentially, if you're in this position, let me get this chair out of the way. You're in the full Nelson like this. Okay, you're not gonna like fight with your neck. You're not gonna fight against it at all. You're actually gonna use this position to your advantage. You've got your arms way up here, and you're already looking down, which is kind of automatically contracting your abdominal muscles. Okay? From there, you're just gonna, with your whole weight, kind of push down. Have you ever seen like a high cable fly kind of exercise? It's almost like that, but you just gotta do it really freaking quickly and also gotta drop your hips into it. Okay, so it's gonna look something like this. Okay? And that is gonna do the same thing as this does. It's gonna really hurt the arms, especially the biceps, and it's gonna end up hurting the wrists and the hands too if they try to maintain that grip while you're like pushing down with the full force of your body weight, and as quickly as possible. That's one thing that you really gotta get right. You can't just like you can't just try to like muscle it like. You gotta go fast as hell. Okay, you gotta use speed, velocity, power to your advantage. But once again, maybe 90% of people can do that. But the guy who's attacking you is significantly stronger than you, even that won't really work. So you've got to be strong and in shape to have, any technique work. Honestly, you got to be some kind of strong, some kind of, fit. If you're not, techniques aren't magic. They only work because of mechanical advantage, right? Because of leverage and good body mechanics. You can have the longest liver in the world, but if you've got, the weakest, the weakest amount of force to use against it, it's still not going to work. You know what I mean? And if somebody's so strong that like the power of your entire body moving quickly, still won't break like their arms, then you're screwed. So you gotta get strong, guys. That's probably the most important and overlooked part of self-defense is you've got to be just physically fit to defend yourself. Okay? So that's about it. Oh, don't believe in the bullshit self-defense gurus. They're full of shit, man. And I don't know this dude, this self-defense goat. I don't know what his background is, but I don't really give a fuck because that one technique is utterly bullshit. Anyway, peace.